I'm going to miss this place. And I'll be moving to Rochester sometime, maybe by June 1st. It all depends if an opening comes, if an apartment becomes available up there. Yeah, I mean, I started my YouTube career here. Think about it. And pretty much every video, every smoke alarm unboxing, fire alarm unboxing, the DD11 unboxing has been done here. All the testing has been done here. So let's go down this path here. Sorry about the wind. This leads to what is now our Hy-Vee. But once the new one opens up, they'll tear this one down, and from what I hear, it'll be a welcome center. So here's the end of the building. This end. Also, you saw this that time during the Auction Chronicles video when I was, walking to the mall when it was there. Speaking of that, though, since we're going to be moving, unless we can find a good auctioneer up there, that series might be ending. But even though, I'll probably have a very special episode, very special finale. But anyway, this is the back of the building, and these doors here and then over there lead from the stairway. And now the wind's finally died down. And get back up. And there's alarms on them too. And here's like your laundry room. Like there's the vents for the dryers, and that's the vent for the fan. Make sure I don't trip on that because it is up. It is raised, I should say. And here's the patio. Nice grill and stuff. Hardly ever used. Sometimes people will come out here and sit, but other than that, yeah, hardly ever used. Even the last year, or when they had the National Night Out, our caretaker had a big cookout here. So this was pretty much everyone I know in this building was there. Pretty much everyone I knew. Maybe some of the more recluse people weren't, but everyone I knew was here. So it was a real good turnout. Yeah, we had hot dogs and chips and hamburgers. It was good. But anyway, these are like plants and stuff. My neighbor above me, kind of into plants. It used to be a lot more populated, but not anymore. There's our air conditioners over here. And of course, you remember the different fire alarm testing I've had here too, and the real fire videos. That's right, we got a fire alarm going off. These are Lux stairs, as you can see. They're off right now. Well, they should be on. I'm thinking about it, I think they still have the heat on, believe it or not. And of course, you've seen the front here. Because I did that with the fire alarm tour. And you've seen on, the parking lot here too, like various storm vlogs and stuff. And that's the third floor community room. I don't think I showed you that because when I did my tour, there was someone in there. You know what? Let's go up to there. That's nice. That community room's really nice too. Right. And of course your fire panel. Whoa, we got some jittery there. Probably last time you see this elevator too, unless I have a storm vlog. Put new flooring in here a couple years ago. And they just painted the door like a couple weeks ago. Now watch, this takes a while for the door to open. I'm doing that for a couple months now at least. Around 8 to 10 seconds. Hello.
Happy Easter.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, 8 to 10 seconds. Yep. That's where the caretaker's office is. But here's the community room. See, there's windows on all 3 sides here. And so just high up like this, when we do have storms, I come up here and storm spot. I'm not Skywarned certified or anything, but I just like to do it from up here. And there's a bathroom in here. Just a sec. Gonna have to put this in there. Hi, it's dark. I gotta try to find the light switch. Oh, fan grill. Some better days. Well, I'm at. Not as bad as it could be, but still. Watch your drinking fountain here. Way underpowered. Yep, here. Uh-oh. There we go. Of course, these fire alarms. Can't forget those. I'll just wait for the elevator again. And I made a lot of friends here. Some, of course, have moved out, and others are still here. Matter of fact, I reunited with one of my friends that lived here Friday when we were at our Chinese buffet called China Star. They live just down the hall from me here. I'll show you when this opens up. He lived right here. Yeah, it was right here. 104. And after he moved out, another gal moved in. Not sure if you ever heard her in one of my videos. If anything, would have been one of my fire alarm videos. And she moved out, and the girl that's in here right now is there. Then we did see her a couple years ago. Charter. Oh yeah, then one time she was like making hamburgers or something, and there was a really slight haze of smoke here. I mean, it wasn't enough to set those off. Part two. But yeah, it wasn't enough to set those off. But still, you could smell it. Then my friend down here, who plays the drums and is into firefighting too. The two of us were kind of searching. We were thinking about calling the fire department, but then she came out and said she was doing hamburgers. And then on second, a guy that lived on the other end over here, one night he burned food. And again, it wasn't quite enough to set those off. And then here, this apartment, when I moved in, there was a guy, I guess he was known for being a wino, I guess, if you will. You know, drunkard, known here in Austin for being that. And he moved out, another guy moved in that had a lot of medical issues. Like the ambulance was here quite often for him. And now it's this gal. Let's see. Gal who I know because when I played the drums for the Salvi Church, she would attend and worship there. So now, I'll tell you about the Rochester apartment. Then we'll come back. We're moving. It's called the Fontaine Towers. As you can see, it's really huge. It's 17 levels. Can't get in there now, of course. It's well secured. But the reason I like it is it's got skyway access here, as I mentioned in my eBay video. I think I even mentioned the name, but yeah. So one of the apartments that I looked at was one on this side, so I'd have, view of the river here, Zumbro River. Here's where you'd get to the skyway. See, it comes off of a area on Second there, where comes off an area on Second where like a lot of public areas are. And then there's a stairway there, and there's also an elevator. So once I move in, I'll get an elevator ready for you. The main ones are Schumacher's. They seem to be pretty new. It's right next to the Civic Center here. And then there's a screened-in porch area. Yeah, see? I'm not sure which apartment I'm going to get. Again, as I mentioned in my browsing video, I've looked at several of them, several designs. Hopefully I'll get one with a larger living room. But yeah, it's going to be cool because, again, as I mentioned in the eBay video, I just love walking these skyway systems and subways too. So being able to walk through those whenever I wanted would be awesome. So here's the front. See, it's got like a driveway where you can park, and maybe not park, but you can pick people up over the entrance here. you know, under this. See, there's the main doorway. And to get into the actual building, it's kind of like mine. You have to have a key card. You have to be careful because the office of the gal that we were working with is right close, so she might have even saw me like, is that Nathaniel? What's he doing here? Yeah, it's gonna be a nice building. Or it is a nice building, but let's go over this way. There's your alarm. Not like the ones they had those places in the mall. Pick up a delivery. So yeah, it's gonna be a cool area. Keep seeing that, but whoa. The quad cab Ford. And here again is that stairway. One down here. I think like the dumpsters are right there. There's a couple different things. We gotta be careful. Be careful, there's a guy here. It's outside here. Quite a ways away from the elevator, actually. Oh no, it's this elevator. Is that? Well, I don't think there's a we can get back over there. No, there isn't. I'm gonna have to come back this way. I'll be careful. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. See, there's apartments there and there too. And you can see it's curved, like curves. I'll give you a full tour once I get moved in and settle down and everything. Yeah, it's got a nice lobby. Lobby? Why did I say it like that? Then you can park here too. This is where, like, the residents will park. And then they said that there's also areas in this ramp where they can park too. And for your train folks, I'll live right next to the tracks, so I'll be able to get some train footage for y'all, train spotters. So there you go, folks. That's gonna be it.